TIZ, which is Transparency International Zambia, and the committee also did consider head 34, and the witness that made an appearance also before this committee whilst considering head 34 is Transparency International Zambia.
Indeed, Matimba, and we must make mention that we have about 18 committees that are actually receiving these submissions that's to the 2026 national budget. And so we also had the Committee on National Economy, Trade and Labor Matters, in which they had about 4 witnesses that made submissions today. They had the Ministry of Mines and Minerals Development looking at head 14. I beg your pardon, the witness was the University of Zambia Graduate School of Business, and they were looking at head 14, Ministry of Mines, Minerals Development. And we also had the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, and they were looking at head 33, and this is the Commerce, Trade and Industry. We also had the Zambia Institute for Policy Analysis, and they were submitting to head 44, Ministry of Labor, Social Security. And moving on, Matimba.
Yes, as we also had the Committee on Transport, Works and Supply. This committee in the morning did consider the Ministry of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, and they were considering head 54. And we had 2 witnesses that made an appearance before this committee. We had National Council for Construction, and we also had the National Housing Authority.
Indeed, Matimba, we also had the Committee on Energy, Water Development and Tourism, and they had the NGO WASH Forum looking at head 53, Ministry of Green Economy and Environment. They were also looking at head 52, Ministry of Water Development and Sanitation, and head 62, Ministry of Energy. And lastly, they also looked at head 68, which is the Ministry of Tourism.
We also had another committee that sat in the morning. This is the Committee on Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources. This committee did consider head 86 and 89, and the witness that made an appearance before this committee was the Civil Society for Poverty Reduction. We also had head 86 and 89, which was also considered, and the witness was Oxfam. We also had the Greenville Agro Park Development, and so we had 3 witnesses that made an appearance before the Committee on Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources, and they were considering head 86 and 89.
Indeed, and we also had the Committee on Government Assurances, and they had 2 witnesses this morning. The first witness was the Copper Belt Province Minister, and they were looking at head 91, Copper Belt Province. And head 91, Copper Belt Province, we still had the Permanent Secretary from the Copper Belt. And later on, they had the Kabwe Chamber of Commerce looking at head 92, Central Province.
Another committee that sat is the Committee on Media, Information and Communication Technologies. And they did consider the Ministry of Information and Media. They were looking at head 26. And the witness that made an appearance whilst considering head 26 is the Zambia News and Information Service. The committee did also receive submissions from Media Institute for Southern Africa and also Zambia Institute of Human Resource and Management. And so all these 3 witnesses were making their submissions on head 36.
Indeed, and we must make mention, just in case you just tuned into Parliament Television and Parliament Radio, we're just giving you an update of some of the committees that have been sitting since morning today. Like we mentioned earlier, Matimba, the Minister of Finance and National Planning, did present the 2026 national budget, of which the estimates of revenue and expenditure were referred to the various parliamentary committees for further consideration, and that's under the sector budget analysis. We must make mention this is the second time that this sector budget analysis is being undertaken, and so a lot of interesting things coming from the sector budget analysis. And I'm sure as we go on, Matimba, we do expect one of the chairpersons that's of the committees to join us and just give us an update on how the committee sittings are progressing. We move on with the other committees that have received submissions today. We also had the Committee on Education, Science and Technology, and they had a witness, that's the Zambia Institute for Policy Analysis Research, ZIPA, and they were considering head 9, 66 and 80.
We also had head 66 and 80, and the witness that made an appearance was the Zambia Information and Communication. We also had another committee that sat. This is the Committee on Health, Community Development and Social Services, and they had 45, Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, and also Ministry of Health, head 46, and the witness that made an appearance before this committee is Policy Monitoring and Research Center.
Indeed, they also had the United Nations Children's Fund, and they were considering head 45, which is the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, and also head 46, the Ministry of Health. And the other witness that appeared before the Committee on Health, Community Development and Social Services is the Health Professional Council of Zambia, HPCZ, and they were submitting to head 46, Ministry of Health.
We also had another committee. This is the Committee on Transport, Works and Supply. This is considered head 54, and the witness that made an appearance before this committee is the Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development. And in 2025, this head was allocated 622.5 million, and in 2026, this head has been allocated 630.3 million kwacha.
Indeed, Matimba, and still under the Committee on Transport, Works and Supply, we had Honorable Gift Kialuvalo MP, Acting Minister of Transport and Logistics, who made an appearance before this committee, and I'm sure he was presenting the policy statement, and that was to head 51. And so
those are all the committees that we had for you since morning, and we must make mention that these committees have been sitting both right here at Parliament main buildings and also at Mulungushi International Conference Center.
Indeed, Matimba, they've been sitting and they're getting submissions from various stakeholders. It is indeed open to everyone. I did mention earlier to say this is the second time that the sector budget analysis is being undertaken, and I think it's quite an open way of receiving submissions to the national budget.
Indeed, and so in case you just tuned in and you're wondering what is happening, we are coming to you live at Parliament main buildings, and we must make mention that the Minister of Finance and National Planning did unveil the 2026 national budget, and this budget is amounting to 253 billion kwacha. And so we are just giving you a summary of what is happening in some of these committees that have been sitting since Tuesday.
Indeed, and we must make mention there are standing orders that are followed, so we make reference. So this is in line with Standing Order 166-2 of the National Assembly of Zambia, Standing Orders 2024, that the estimates were referred to the respective parliamentary committees for a detailed consideration and analysis.
Yes, and so for the next 10 days, these committees are receiving submissions from various stakeholders, after which the expanded planning and budgeting committee will receive reports from different committees that are sitting. And as part of this process, we are just here to give you a summary, of course, and speaking to some members of Parliament and the chairpersons of various committees, just to give us what is going on in these committees.
Exactly, Batimba, and we must make mention that after these parliamentary committees receive the submissions in the next 10 days, the parliamentary committees will then present their reports to the expanded budgeting and planning committee, and thereafter we do expect the report to be brought on the floor of the House.
And so we will continue to bring you updates as we engage with some members of Parliament and also chairpersons of various committees right here on Parliament television, as these committees are receiving submissions from various sectors, and they are looking at the budget sector by sector.
Yes, indeed, Matimba. Parliament television and radio they remain committed to bringing these committees live, and as stakeholders present their various submissions to these committees towards the national budget, which is quite an important budget for the nation.
Indeed, and also we have to make mention that this afternoon we have committees that are sitting. We have the Committee on Local Governance. We also have the Committee on National Guidance.
Yes, indeed, and those will be coming live from here, the National Assembly of Zambia, and the others will be coming from Mlungushi. As we made mention, there are many parliamentary committees, so others are sitting from Mlungushi Conference Center, and we will be coming live, bringing all these committees and updates to you, our viewers and listeners, just to keep you posted on everything that is happening under the sector budget analysis.
And so that's all that we had for you today from all of us here. It's goodbye. Keep watching Parliament Television.